Up. You're
Hold
up
on,
here.
hold on. Yeah, I just want to prove. I just want to prove the point that 666 goes back to JC according to the Greek.
What do you mean? What do you mean it goes back to him? So are you saying he's the lawless one?
I'm saying he's 666. So look, in the Bible, 666 only appears one time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So are you familiar with the Greek or the Blue Letter Bible?
Neither. No.
Okay. So according to the Greek, the number 666 is it's the number of a man, right?
The lawless one. The lawless one is the man that they're referring to. That's the beast.
So according to the Greek, 666 goes back to Chi Xi Stigma. That's G 5516 in the Greek, which means 666. All right. So Chi Xi Stigma, and the root word of Chi Xi Stigma is stigma, which means a mark pricked or branded upon the body. Through ancient Oriental usages, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in a way with the token of their gods. So the root word of 666 is stigma. And then it goes back to one verse in the whole Bible that 666 go back to. And that is Galatians chapter 6, verse 17, where it says, "From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks, stigma, G4742, of the Lord JC." So 666 goes back to one person. According to the Greek, according to Paul, it goes back to JC.
So
Have you ever heard of stigmata?
in Galatians what?
6 verse 17.
So 6 verse 17 says that.
The 666 goes back to is Chi Xi Stigma. The root word of 666 is stigma. The word stigma goes back to Galatians 6:17, which talks about bearing the marks of JC. Now, have you ever heard of the word stigmata? Right, there was movies on it. Stigmata is when people divinely get pricks or marks or branded in the places that JC was branded and pricked at, which is called a stigmata. So if you go on YouTube after you're done with your live, look into stigmata, and that's what 666 is. That's the root word of 666, stigma or stigmata, and it only goes back to JC. It doesn't go back to
So,
Satan. It doesn't go back to the devil or anything.
so JC is the beast.
JC is the man. 666. So now you know how people think that 666 goes back to Satan, right? That's like the most popular three-letter word or three-letter number there is in the world. Satanists use it, occultists use it, but that 666 doesn't go back to Satan. It goes back to JC. So go into the Blue Letter Bible and go to that verse, enter Lanier, click the word 600 or 666, and go into the etymology. We're not making this up. We're not making this up.
Okay. Okay. So if that just according to that particular Bible, and out of all the Bibles and all the translations, that's literally the only one that does that. You don't think that's weird?
The only one that does what? The blue letter?
That would correlate 666 to Jesus.
So if you know about the Greek or know about the Hebrew, every word in the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament, goes back to a number, a Strong's number, whether it's the word a or the or two or one. Every single word in number in the Bible goes back to a Strong's definition, right? Every word goes back to a strong definition. So when you go into the word love, You click it, it'll show you what love is, what it means in the Hebrew and the Greek, and what verses it translate, what verses use that word love. 666 is only used one time in the Bible. It's kind of like Lucifer. Lucifer is only mentioned one time in the whole Bible, right? So if you go into the word Lucifer, it's only going to say Isaiah 14. You go into the word 666, it's going to be Revelation 13, but that word marks, the marks, goes back to Galatians 6:17. You can look into it, you can debunk it, look into stigmata, look into the Greek, and then just get back with me and tell me what you think.
I mean, well, Mike wants to know what verse it was again.
That was Revelation 13 and 18.
I think he was talking about Galatians.
Oh, Galatians chapter 6, verse 17. So that word marks is stigma, right? So Paul said he bears the marks. So just go into that word and then go on YouTube, go on Google, search up stigmata, and that's the word, the root word of 666. You don't gotta believe me. You don't gotta believe me. You go look into it yourself.
But Galatians 6 verse 17 is Paul talking, saying, right, from now on, don't let anyone trouble me with these things, for I bear on my body the scars that show I belong to Jesus.
Right. Now, when I read to you the definition, it says devotees bear the marks of their God in their body. So just look into it, and if you're on here tomorrow, I'll hop on.
I mean, like that's just more than enough right there, honestly. Because it's not talking about the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast,
bro, you don't even know. You didn't even know the word or what it goes to. So you need to look into it before you try to try to debunk it or decline it. Look into it, brother.
So where could the mark of the beast be?
The mark, I'm talking about 666.
Right. It can only
666.
be the mark.
So look into 666 stigmata, and then tomorrow if you're on, I'll hop back on. I just wanted to get on and say that. So, bro, shalom.